Hey y'all, hey. I am Linda, the owner of Maddie's Girl Inspirational Clothing Brand. I really wanted to do this video live, but I was not able to do so. My work schedule was like, no ma'am, get her done now or never. So here it is. I am still posting it at 5. This video is about the benefits of journaling. But before I get into that, I'm not sure if I've introduced myself to you guys or even the new followers. Hey, y'all. Again, I'm Linda. My company is Maddie's Girl. I sell inspirational clothing items like t-shirts, tote bags, mugs, sweatshirts, and there is actually more to come. I chose to go that route because I feel like I was put here to inspire, to encourage, to motivate, even though I haven't always been feeling that way myself. I named the company after my grandmother, who I miss very dearly. I lost her about 3, 4 years ago. Um, she's always been my foundation, always just been able to motivate anybody, of course, in her own way. She never sugarcoated anything, but you always got the message that she was trying to send. And, that inspired me to do what I felt I was supposed to do, which is inspire and motivate. So that's why when you come to my store, come to my page, I'm always keeping it positive and keeping it pushing. That's another reason, like, I started my journaling journey. Like, for years, was always just a very fearful person. I lived a very fearful life. I was afraid to do things, afraid to do, like start a new job, even if it could better my life. I was afraid to speak up for myself. Like, fear just completely controlled my life to the point that, you know, it affected my finances, my marriage, my kids, everything. And I had just finally got to a point where I'm like, this can't be life for me. Like, from what I know about God, I know He did not put me here to live a fearful life. So it was so crazy. Like, one day, now let me just say this. Like, I've always been a prayerful person, but what I learned recently about myself through my journaling journey is I wasn't a faithful person. I would always pray, but I didn't have any expectations for the things I prayed about. So that's one thing journaling has changed for me. I remember this one particular day, like, I was so fed up. I was on Facebook and I was just looking at all these things that I know that God put here for me and whoever I was watching enjoy these things. And so I'm like, God, what do I have to do? Like, I know that you didn't put me here for that. What is it that I have to do to walk into my purpose? Why am I here? Please tell me. It was just a really just heart pouring prayer because I'm just so tired of living on the struggle, living fearfully, and not doing and being and having the things I want when I know I deserve it. So I came across this Steve Harvey video. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys saw it, where he was just talking about one day you are just going to have to jump. You're going to stay where you are if you don't jump. You're going to live a life of just existing and not living, basically, if you do not jump. And I'm telling you, that moved me, like, to tears. Like, I felt like he was talking to me. So I watched it over and over again. And then I started to watch more Steve Harvey videos because at first I only knew him as the king of comedy, but now this is a whole nother Steve. And I'm like, oh, okay, Steve, I see you. So I start following him and, getting all the inspirational feedback that he had to give. And then I start being pulled to, like, all these other people and all these other videos. And so one thing I learned from all the people that I watched was how powerful your words are. So that's what I want to talk to you about today: the power of your words and how they can help you change your mindset. So I have my little notes here, y'all. It was just a little bit of letting you know why I started journaling, but I just didn't want to live that life anymore. And so I've tried everything my way. I've worked several jobs. I've worked several hours. I've robbed Peter to pay Paul. I've done it all and none of it worked. So I'm like, okay, Why not? They say your words are powerful. The power is in your tongue. I've heard it all, but never believed it. But at this point, like, what else can I do? So I started journaling maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. And that was a struggle in itself because everybody has so much input on how to journal, what to say, what to write. And so I tried it all, but that was the problem. I was trying it all, and I was trying it to the point where I lost sight of why I even started doing it. So I just sat down. Okay, what is the goal here? The goal is to get these dirty, stinking, funky thoughts out your head, clean them up, get some good energy coming in so you can get some good energy coming out. So the one thing, well, there was a lot of consistent information that I received from everybody else, but the one thing that really resonated with me is expressing gratitude. So every day, I did it for about 60 days. I've missed here or there, but about 60 days, I went about expressing the things that I was grateful for, the things that I have, the things that I had and lost, the things that I wanted. And when I talked about the things that I wanted, I didn't talk about them like I wanted them. I would, man, God, I am so grateful that this is on its way. I'm so happy that this item is on its way to me, or I'm so grateful that, my success is right around the corner. And I would journal every day for 60 days. And after that 60 days, wow, my life didn't have this big drastic change. I noticed my mindset had changed because the things that would happen in my life that would normally break me down, I had a whole different outlook on it. My approach to it was just, I have to pat myself on the back because I turned it to somebody that I didn't recognize, but I love, when a bill came, I ain't got it. It was like, well, you know what? And then I would come up with a plan. Anything that I could fix, I fixed it. And the things that I couldn't fix, let it go. I learned how to pray about it. I learned how to write those things down. And when I couldn't figure it out, I would go to my journal. Hey, I have this going on. I feel so glad that I finally found a resolution to this problem. And things really did work themselves out, not just because I was writing it, but because I believed that the words that I wrote were powerful. And so if you are a person that you have a very poor mindset, poor mind, negative, and you really want to change it, I just want to share with you, before you step to this process, you have to be ready to do it. You can't just go about starting to write, oh, it's not working, stop, but I really want this to work, so I'm going to write again. That's what I did, and you're just going to let yourself down every time. So a couple tips: be open to the idea of change, okay? If you don't believe that anything is going to change, it's not going to change, and it's just that simple. Sorry, I'm reading my notes. You want to at least entertain the idea that this could actually work out, because if you can't even do that, you're going to set yourself up for failure. Another thing, change your perspective. A belief is pretty much something that we accepted to be true. So just like you accepted that this thing is true and this thing is not working out, you can also turn it around like, hey, you know what? This can work out. You have to change your perspective on things. Resist the urge to challenge your process. Things are going to start to turn around, go well, look well, feel good, and you're going to tell yourself, no, this is not happening. This is only temporary. I know if it's going good, that means something bad about to happen. I know a lot of y'all done said it because I said it too. You have to resist that urge. Fight that. Keep it positive and keep it pushing. Journal your process and your progress. Write it down. Whatever you struggled with, write it down. Whatever you were successful with, write it down. Keep a record. Keep a record of what worked for you, what didn't work for you. That way you can keep it positive and keep it pushing. Allow yourself to feel better. Feeling better comes with this process, and it gives you so much relief. And feeling better is a sign that you are coming into alignment with your true self. If you don't feel good, it ain't God. When you feel good, that's all the way God, okay? So those are just some tips that I wanted to give you about journaling and how it can change your mindset. It starts with being open to the process. And when you write in your journal, you definitely want to write gratitude, words of gratitude, express your gratitude. I don't know if for you that is, I am this, I am that, I am grateful. It feels good to have this. You want to use positive words. You're not going to have a everyday life where everything is positive unless you work really hard for it. But even if you do have a bad day in the midst, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself because you are a human, okay? We are not perfect. You were not put here to just not learn. You're going to learn from the things that hurt you and to learn from the things that set you back. So forgive yourself for having a bad day and get right back on track. Recognize whatever it is that took you off track. Hey, this don't feel good. This is unwanted and this is not God. And you have to move on. That is all I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions about anything that I shared, or if you want to add something so that I can learn from you, feel free to comment or DM me. I am open. I'm always open to learn something new, especially when it comes to bettering myself. You guys have a blessed day and thank you so much for your time.